Night King? More like night night. Got him. I gotta get something off of my chest. And I know that it's been almost a week since this came out, but I figured I might as well say something about it since nobody else is talking about it. I don't want to be hyperbolic or anything, but the episode that we just saw of Game of Thrones was the worst thing on TV that has ever been put on TV since the beginning of TV. And I know you're thinking, oh God, it was the best thing I've ever seen. It was more battle than Helm's Deep. And there was more. How were you counting the minutes in Helm's Deep? Were you sitting there going, okay, we're at 50 seconds, 60 seconds, all right, going so far so good. All right, the length of a battle determines how good it is, so let me sit here and tick-tock the clock until I find out how great this battle is going to be. Nobody's doing that. The only reason you know that that battle is longer than Helm's Deep is because the directors told you that it was longer than Helm's Deep, as if that means something to you. I'll bet you 9 people out of 10 have no idea what the Battle of Helm's Deep is. I do. It was when Gorgamel fought Schuster. As far as you know, I'm right. How do you know it was so great? You couldn't really see any of it. And this is coming from a guy who works in the darkness. That's like saying, oh, I got to see Salvador Dali's last work of art and it was incredible. Well, I saw it with a sheet over it, but I got to see it. You didn't really get to see it. And this is where Melisandre comes in because she is the MVP of that episode. Melisandre walks up to the Dothraki just like, oh, hey, great. Here's one of the best battle boys of all time. What are you going to do with him, Danny? Oh, you're going to just let him commit suicide as they run straight towards certain death? Oh, well, I guess if you're going to commit genocide, you might as well see what's going on, so hold these bad boy swords up and I'll light them up for you. So that way we at least know what you're going to do out there because you're not going to be able to see it otherwise. So hold up the swords and I'll burst them into flames for you, so that way we can at least tell that it looks cool as we watch you die. Thanks, Mel. You did us a solid. And then we move on to Jon, who is basically one of the worst people in this episode. He just sat around doing nothing. Jon basically just flew on top of a dragon as if he were a kid getting his learner's permit for the first time. Just sitting up there like, oh jeez, oh boy, I don't know what's going on. I can't tell what's happening around me. Oh God, I just hit something. Oh boy, let me turn this sucker around. I shouldn't be in the air doing this. And then he just chills out for a little bit. He pops himself on top of the castle wall and just stays there for a while. And he's sitting there looking down at the trench because all the zombies are running towards him. And he's like, whoa, hey, look at that. My boys haven't lit up the trench yet. That's supposed to stop all the walkers there. I don't know why they haven't lit it up. I guess I'll just wait for them to do it. Jon, you're literally on top of a fire machine. Help your boys out, man. Get down there and light the thing up. You're literally within feet of the trench, and you're just like, oh, gee, sucks to suck. It looks like you're just gonna have to deal with it, boys. Again, this is where Mel steps in, and she's like, I got it, Jon, just chill out. I'm gonna have to light it up on my own, seeing as how you're just gonna do bump kiss on top of your drag there. So she goes out there and just sets the thing on fire, and everything's cool with that. And Davos, meanwhile, is like, hey, you're doing a great job. I'm still gonna have to lay you low. So you're gonna have to come over here and let me chop your head off for you. And she's like, hey, Dav, just chill out. I'm gonna die in this. This is Game of Thrones. This is an unwinnable battle. I'll die before the sun comes up, so don't worry. And Davos is like, you know what? I still gotta kill you. You have to die. But you're basically worth 1,000 Jon Snows right now, so I'll let you chill out for a bit, and then I'll kill you later. And so that's how that works out. And speaking of chilling out, let's talk about Bran a little bit. It's a good thing that his name is Bran because he's pretty dang boring. Theon wheels him out into the open, and Bran's just like, hey, Theon, thanks for wheeling me out to the open. I'm gonna check out now. And then he just leaves the battle. And we're thinking, okay, cool, he's gonna warg into something neat. Maybe he'll warg into Ghost, or warg into a dragon, or warg into literally anyone on the battlefield so he could do some good. Nope. He just wargs into his ravens and does what he always does. Just sits there and spies on the Night King the whole time. Bran, we already know what's gonna happen. We know that the Night King's going to attack. We don't need you to buzz around him to figure that out. So Bran's just sitting there flopping around the Night King for about what seems 40 minutes. And then you check back in with him and like 45 minutes into the episode and he's still warged out. The writers put that boy on pause the whole time. They just set him like boop, and we're like, all right, we'll check back in on him later. And then I honestly think they forgot about him because by the time the episode is almost over, that's when Bran clicks back in because Dan and Dave basically treated him like a coffee pot. They just turned him on and then walked away. Came back a couple hours, like, oh, geez, I forgot I left the coffee on. I gotta deal with this now. So when Bran comes back down to Earth, you know what he says to Theon? Basically nothing. He doesn't say, oh man, I gathered some information while I was buzzing around up top. He doesn't say anything like that. He doesn't check in with anybody. He doesn't let them know what he's doing. And you know why Bran didn't come back in and say, hey, I got some information for you. I bet you were probably wondering what I was doing for about 50 minutes. It's because we already have the information that he went up there to go get. What's he gonna tell everybody? Is he gonna come back in and say, hey guys, guess what? I just saw the Night King up there and he's attacking Winterfell. No kidding. Thanks, Raisin. Thanks for the info. Now we know what's going on. It's good we have you around. You can literally see the past, present, and future. But thanks for doing absolutely nothing. Oh, what was Ghost doing for the rest of the battle? Oh, was he off eating bugs? Oh, I guess he wasn't as important as the thing that you were doing the whole time. We didn't need to use him at all. And now that we're on the topic of the Night King, I gotta say, NK, they did you dirty. That's not how that's supposed to go down. I mean, come on. You're building up a character for 7 years. Imagine if I sat you down for 7 years and built up this character to you like he's the be-all, end-all of everything. And you're always asking me, when are we going to get to see this guy throw down? And I'm always saying, oh, it's coming. It's a-coming. Don't you worry. And then 5 years pass by and you're like, hey, man, you're really stalling on this king. Let me see what's going on. I'm like, hey, hold your horses. I'm going to show you everything that he can do later on. Just you be patient. And then a couple more years go by. Like, hey, man, I got to see what this Night King's all about. Let me see what he's getting into. And I say, oh, you don't need to worry about him. He got shivved in the belly. Forget him. Is that really how you want something to go after you've been waiting for it for 7 years? They Last Jedi'd that Night King, I'll tell you that right now. All this stuff going on with that guy. We want to see everything that he could do. And he's just undone with a bleh. Forget him. He's toast now. Move on. He's not the final boss. And the whole time you see him in the episode, you get to see that cool sword on his back, and you've seen it from time to time, like, man, I can't wait till he unleashes whatever that's gonna do. He never uses it. He never uses that sword. You got a weapon, let's see you use it. The Night King was basically like one of those cartoon characters that's stacked from head to toe with weapons, but they never use those weapons. They just punch, and that's it. It's like, why are you punching when you're strapped with grenades? Why not just blow something up? You bebopped him. You rocksteadied him. Only the Night King is now worse because he never threw a single punch. He didn't punch, he didn't kick, we didn't even get a karate chop out of him. He just keeps going the come at me Snow thing like that, and that's it, which is cool, admittedly, but come on, you got a sword, presumably you know how to use it, just do something with it. So then we come to Arya, and Arya is really cool, that's true, but she was sitting under that table with all those zombies walking around her, and she's dropping blood down like she's in Mission Impossible, and the dragons pinpoint that blood right away, just scurry over to it, but like, I know somebody's here, I can hear blood droplets in this castle as there's a fight going on outside. That's how good their hearing is. And those are the base level squad. So you're telling me that they can pinpoint a drop of blood as a battle is happening, but your Craster boys can't hear Arya sneaking up in snow? What? That's impossible. The Night King's about to take down Bran. He's got all his Crasters all around him in a circle. He's like, gather around, boys. Me and this dude are gonna have a staring contest. 7 years for a staring contest. And he's like, get ready. You know, I want to see what this sword's about to do. Here we go. Gonna get this sword. Am I gonna get it? Am I gonna get it? Never gonna get it. Because he didn't. Because Arya basically Nightcrawlered herself into that scene with nobody catching on. Those guys were all standing around. Those Craster boys are like 6, 7 feet, maybe 9, 10, 11, 13 feet tall. And she's jumping over a whole stack of them. You gotta be kidding me, Arya. You don't got ups like that. I know she's a faceless person, but is she also taking lessons from Toad from X-Men? And you know what Dan and Dave said? They said, oh, they were real happy about this situation. They were like, oh, well, you know, the reason why we chose Arya to go and stab old NK over there was because we thought she was the perfect person to do it because nobody saw it coming. Is that right? Well, congratulations, boys. You did a great job. That's the stupidest logic I've ever heard. By that reasoning, I could be like, oh, well, the reason I chose Groucho Marx to kill the Night King was because nobody ever saw it coming. No thanks, boys. Your pencil's got erasers because you need to back that up. So we never get a battle between the Night King or anybody. 7 years, and we get him undone with a shiv to the belly. Wow. Wow. Night King, from one night to another, they did you dirty, man. It took out the final boss. That's as if you were playing Mortal Kombat and you're working your way up the tower, going through the storyline, and the guys are saying, oh boy, Shao Kahn's really ruined up everything in this world. Outworld's a piece of mess now, and we have to kill Shao Kahn. When are we gonna do it? I see myself working all the way up there. And then, when you least expect it, you kill Shao Kahn. And then you're like, oh, I just killed Shao Kahn. What am I gonna fight next? Goro. You can't kill a Shao Kahn and then fight a Goro, because that's what we're gonna get now. So that everybody's fine. Literally everyone is fine. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, not everybody. We lost Ed and we lost Merrick. We lost the heavy hitters right there. Boy, oh boy. We also lost Unsullied number 42 and Dothraki Screamer number 17 and Wild Child number 88. Man, oh man, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, that's Game of Thrones for you. Real cutthroat. Real cutthroat. Boy, ay. So then, fast forward to Melisandre walking outside. She's looking around like, are you kidding me? This is how it's ending? And then Davos walks up to her like, hey, Mel, you better not be walking anywhere because I got to take you down. Better come back here. Melisandre is thinking like, I thought we were in a George R.R. Martin story. Surely I thought we would all be dead. I don't know what's going on. You know the writing is bad when even the characters want to get out of the show. Because Mel's like, oh geez, I'm true to my word. I gotta keep this up or they're all gonna think I'm a sham. I thought I was gonna die tonight. So she's like, well, we've obviously transitioned from George R.R. Martin to Dan and Dave, so I gotta get off of this bus while I still can. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you guys later. I gotta make good on this prediction because I don't want to look like a dum-dum in front of everybody. So I'll just have to kill myself since the writers were too scared to do it for me. So she pops off her necklace and is like, alright, you guys deal with the rest of this trash fire show, and tosses it aside, and she plops down on the ground like a garbage heap. This is where you know that this show is definitely transitioned over, because George R.R. Martin laid out a nice train track going all the way through, and Dan and Dave were just sitting there coasting on like, this ride's pretty good. So far, so good. Cash grab, cash grab. Thanks a lot, George. High five on your way through the train station. We're gonna come up to the next one. Here we are. Keep going. Love this track you laid out for us, George. Keep going through that, you realize that George is out of material, so Dan and Dave got to go off of the bullet points that he gave them. And they're like, all right, you know what, we're still keep going. Laying down track, laying down track, laying down track. Thanks for the bullet points, George. We're going to keep the track going. You taught us how to make good railroad spikes, so here we go. Railroad spike bullet point, railroad spike bullet point. We got the track going. We're keeping it up pretty good. Well, now the wheels are coming off because you can see Dan and Dave going, boy, this track ain't holding up so good. We got to figure out what we're going to do next. He's dead, maybe? Maybe he's dead? Is he going to die soon? Well, let's just take out this guy. They don't have any track left. As a matter of fact, the train's already crashed into a wall. There's no train left. They couldn't put together track as fast as they were driving through it. So now it's a pile of twisted metal with a sweet tooth on top. And I know you're probably thinking, well, geez, I feel conflicted because on one hand the show was terrible, but on the other hand it was really beautiful to watch. I agree. It was a great view, but what you saw was from the director, not the writers. The writers went over like, here you go, Miguel Sapochnik. Here's that for you right there. Go ahead and make something beautiful out of it. Miguel's sitting there like, oh boy, they just handed me a steaming pile of poo. I have to turn this into something. Polish, 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 polish. Boy, oh boy. Miguel handed over what he could. He polished the heck out of what he was given. And you know what everybody thought? Boy, that is a really great looking pile of poop. So there you have it. The show's the worst thing you've ever seen in the history of television, but I love it so much and I can't wait to see the next episode. 5 out of 5 bats.